Archer and the Devil.
Welcome! Hello.
We started.
Episode 21. We have started, ready to go. Go!
I feel like we should have made more emphasis on the fact that last week was episode 20. In my head, I have this whole thing about we've done 20 of these, and then my intro was shit, and you give me crap for it. I was just
To be fair, that is a good point, because 20 is a milestone, isn't it?
20 is a milestone.
I think they've been done quite well to do 20.
20?
I didn't even think about it being 20 as being like a
What's
big...
my rule? When you clink,
fuck's sake. Yeah, but it's dead air.
drink. It's not dead air. They can hear us going gulp.
And then
gulp,
it's ASMR
gulp,
for a second, and then...
ASMR's weird.
You've just found out every week when we start this podcast. I always.
Do you want to tell them what ASMR is first?
I'm assuming everyone knows except for you. So every time we start, I always go
Don't do
like
it.
that.
I apologise.
And then I have a
for the
drink,
fact that you have to
and then I
hear
go, "Hey, Sonny, how'd you like me listening to me take a drink?" And Sonny goes, "Every time, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing that for? It's so fucking weird." And I always say to him, "It's ASMR." And he just looks at me blankly.
You know how I always give you shit for not listening to me? Apparently, it's a mutual thing.
Last week, he texted me going, "Have you heard that ASMR? It's fucking weird." I'm like, "Oh my God." 2 months later.
I did say, are you the one that told me about it? And you went every week.
Literally, every time we press that record button, I always do it.
I can't remember how I found it, but my friend Sam sent me a video of some person making like bread or something, and it's like the sound of the squelching of the butter.
Oh, literally making it and everything.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, they get their microphones are like 10 grand to do it properly, and it picks up everything for obvious reasons. But people do it like opening like cans of Coke and slurping Coke.
So weird.
But then people send in requests.
Well, that's what I think I found it because someone was like whispering, but it's like someone's mom talking to you.
Can you make some bread for me, please? I want to hear the sounds. But what are they
So
getting
even
off
you
on
doing
it?
that?
Are they getting off on it? Is it like comforting? Is it like
I think it's meant to be. I think it's meant to. I don't know if it like triggers something in your brain, which is like primal and juvenile or infant that makes you go. Because I tell you, what the kids, you don't generally speak quite loud to kids, especially if they're falling asleep. So it could be tapping into that element of it.
I would imagine to begin with it was sexual.
Yeah.
I would imagine there's a Pornhub
Yeah.
dedicated channel of ASMR. Listen to me, make some bread, wearing nothing, but you don't know because you're listening.
That's no.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't.
I imagine that's how it started.
That's a bit uncomfortable.
But honestly, the YouTube channels of it are fucking insane. Like the numbers of it.
I did not know it was a thing.
It's crazy.
There goes the thing now.
I've told you this.
Well, it's not a thing now, but now I know it's a thing.
How much did you look into it?
2 videos. And I managed about a minute into each.
And what was it? Making bread and
A woman talking like just like you were trying. I was about to do it, but I can't. I can't bring myself to do
whatever
it.
that noise was that just came out of your mouth then. I want to hear it. The devil. Welcome to the devil. ASMR.
I can't do it. I'm not sure in what worlds I've ever sounded like that.
Whisper.
I don't want to whisper.
Whisper.
I do whisper sometimes.
Do it.
I do. I'm not a performing monkey.
Whisper.
No.
Hello, listeners.
I feel embarrassed now. I don't get embarrassed easily.
Welcome. We should do an ASMR version of the
We'll
podcast.
do one. We'll do a whole podcast where it's just whispering. You're the loudest human I know, though, so I'm not sure how that would
so
work.
are you. This is what I'm saying.
That's fair.
Imagine the self-control it would
That is
take
fair.
for us to do a podcast
Yeah.
in ASMR style. It could be like a collab.
That would take so many retakes.
Fuck. I think it'd be. I don't think it'd be an hour. I'm pretty sure.
The outtakes from that would be insane.
I don't think it'd be an hour-long
Yeah, no,
podcast.
it wouldn't.
I reckon we'd manage 10 minutes max before one of us shouts or laughs or.
My money's on you.
It'd be.
The thing is, I think a lot of people do think you're louder than me. Especially people that don't know you who know me. So my mates are all like, he's really loud. And I'm like, it's because you've got a higher octave of...
Yeah, my voice is a lot louder.
I mean, we know on doing the levels for the microphones, mine has to be way louder than yours.
Yeah.
Not because I'm quieter than you, but just because my voice is way deeper.
It's a lot deeper,
like a low
yeah,
register. Whereas if you hear us in real life...
Somebody said to me the other day, they watched it for the first time, and their very first comment was, "Fucking hell, how high-pitched is your voice?" I was like, just listen to the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Stop taking the
Content,
piss.
not volume
Yeah.
and range. And
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
I have got I've realised that as I've got older, that and when I get like excited or pissed off, it goes really fucking high.
The thing is, my voice, I naturally talk deeper when I can hear myself. So when I've got, because remember that when I didn't have my headphones?
Yeah, and you sounded really loud.
You said I don't think I did listening back to it,
No.
but I definitely sounded more like I normally sound. Excuse me, but because I can hear myself now, because my headphones are on, I naturally just probably speak lower. I don't normally speak like this. Got a really high pitched Alvin and the Chipmunks
Did
voice.
you see that Paris Hilton has come out and has spoken with her true voice for the first time?
No.
In like 20 years, and she's come out and she said she's been playing this character, and you know she's got like a really annoying.
I love Paris Hilton.
Yeah, you know how she talks.
Yeah.
Doesn't talk like that.
Really?
No, completely.
I mean,
different.
I'm not entirely surprised. Like the whole, what was it? Her and Nicole Richie.
Ditzy blonde.
What
she
was it
said.
called? Simple Life?
Yes.
It was
yes.
such a good show. It was.
Yes.
It was such good trash TV.
But that's what she said. She said she's played that character, and now like it was a big thing. Hear Paris Hilton's real voice, and everyone's like, "What? That's not her real voice."
Have you heard her real voice?
Yeah, she just talks like a normal American. It's not like in a Paris Hilton voice, in like a childlike ditzy blonde voice.
The thing is, I'm sure a lot of celebrities, when they're doing interviews and stuff like that, they probably do change the way they speak to sound more professional.
Do you know who I think?
Whereas she did the same thing, but to sound
The opposite, yeah. And
unprofessional.
I think, do you know who else does that? I think that Joey Essex does the same. Because I'm pretty sure
yeah, I know you're
there's
right.
nobody that's that fucking stupid. I don't believe it. But to be successful, I mean, you can't be stupid, but be successful.
Have you seen those two twins who? Oh my god, they're like TikTok twins.
No.
They're both blonde, and they had a video. I'm just explaining this really badly, but basically, there was like they get asked questions and they give answers. And like one of them was like, "Who painted the Mona Lisa?" And they said Mona Lisa, and the answer comes up, and they went Da Vinci. And they became really famous for it, for being stupid.
Right.
Because every answer they give is the stupidest answer possible.
That's what I think Joey Essex does.
Yeah.
Because some of the shit that he comes out with, it's almost like it's written like by like a comedy writer or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like
no one can be that stupid.
He just decided to wear his watch on his ankle. Like, why?
So that's it. I mean, the thing.
But he said it was for fashion.
But if you have knowledge gaps and you try and, because the thing is, a lot of people don't want to say I don't know, or don't want to, you know what I mean, be wrong. It's like that fear of being wrong, so they'll just give random answers.
Yeah, but like you just said then with them twins, like there's going by getting the answer wrong by saying the wrong person, but to just give it like who painted the Mona Lisa? A fridge freezer,
right? Yeah,
it's just you don't panic and say that. You know what I mean? You might have gone I don't know, and just think of any painter that comes. People know.
If someone says Leonardo DiCaprio instead of Leonardo da Vinci,
then that's fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, no, that's not what I meant. What's his name? Then that's funny. But to just say the random shit that these people come out with, it's just fucking. And I think that Joey Essex, he plays a character.
I mean, I've only ever seen like 20 seconds of him existing, essentially.
If I find a clocked it when he was on like Celebrity Juice and stuff like that, when he does like, instead of like, because what's it called? The Only Way is Essex.
Is that what he's famous for?
Yeah. That's scripted as fuck. It has to be.
I think all of the shows like Made in Chelsea and everything like that is
so.
Kind of,
when you see like when they're on panel shows or talk shows, then it's almost like the real them as such. Do you know what I mean? Like an interview as opposed to
a molting,
as opposed to like the character.
Yeah.
But he's still, if anything, he's worse on them than what he is on
just in
Towie.
When it's meant to be him.
Yeah. So I think that's what makes me think
that what Towie is? The Only Way? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Did you not know that?
No.
Oh.
I've never seen it. I don't watch TV. We discussed this before.
I don't watch it, but you know of it.
But I know of it because of Twitter mainly. Because everyone
pop culture.
It's like the whole Great British Bake Off. I've never seen that.
What?
One of my cousins was on that actually years ago.
Have you not been watching I'm a Celebrity either?
No, I don't. I don't watch any of these shows. I don't watch anything.
This is why you sit here and talk about Barack Obama and I talk about other shit.
If it's time travel,
this is why what we do is good.
I always say this because everyone I hang out with are always like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this?" I'm like, "No," but I'm like, "Do you know about this?" And they're like, "No." So let's just you fill me on pop culture and I'll fill you on.
That's it. That's why the podcast works.
Absolutely.
Because if we both knew everything about the same stuff, it'd be fucking boring.
Completely. We are everything the other person is not.
You're talking about time travel. Well, sort of. Officially, maybe not. The old. What's it called? The Monolith.
In Utah.
What the fuck's that about?
That was crazy.
That's fucking mental.
So,
on screen now.
Nice.
How cool is that thing, though? Like, I read the thing on it today that it's now disappeared.
Yeah, so it was the police found it. They were doing drone footage.
Wasn't it the park rangers? Oh no, 2 helicopter pilots found it.
Is that what it was?
I think so.
They were looking for something. I think it was animal migration or something
I think
like that.
they was just doing some sort of survey or something,
I think it was
weren't
doing
they?
animal migration.
Yeah.
And they found, I think by the shadow of it,
Yeah.
found this thing, went down, and it was a 12-foot metal.
It looks like a
What's it
slab
called?
as such, like a girder, like a steel girder
I
sort
hate
of
when I
thing.
forget these words. Obelisk. That's what it's called.
Okay.
So it was this 12-foot metal obelisk in the middle of fucking Utah in the desert. And then based on satellite footage, they've found it'd been there for 4 years.
Yeah, they've Google Maps it and they found out where it is, gone back on Google Maps and seen that it was there from 2016.
And this was, 10 days ago they found it?
Yeah, about that.
And now
it's gone.
it's gone.
Disappeared. They've been urging people not to go and see it and don't make the trip there because it's in the middle of nowhere and you might get lost.
Maybe that's why they're saying it's gone.
Maybe.
Have you seen 127 hours?
No. Oh, where the man gets trapped?
Loses his arm.
Yeah.
So it could be just a matter of we don't want to go up there and...
So we'll just tell them it's not there. Yeah, but I suppose people are not going to go, are they, if they think that it's gone? But they're saying that they haven't removed it. The park rangers are saying it's nothing to do with us, although it was on private property.
Oh, is it on private property?
Yeah, because it's a state park.
So when you say private, government owned?
Yes.
Right, okay.
So it should never have been put there
In the first place. Well, I mean, that's the thing, 'cause they're saying they don't believe it's UFOs, it is an art installation. And I guess the whole point of the art installation might have been as soon as it's found, we'll get rid of it.
Possibly.
You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
could have been the whole... It's like that thing with Banksy when he did that painting and it sold at auction, and as soon as it sold, he shredded it.
I mean, it could be Banksy.
It could be a Banksy.
Nothing to say that it couldn't be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's...
Aesthetically, it's not a Banksy, but on principle of the way it's come
Yeah,
about...
but also, if you think about the
fact that it's
area that it's
disappeared.
in, he's not going to paint on the walls where it was and all that sort of stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like, he's got that to come up with...
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
What?
Is it aliens?
Well, I think they've given the comparison of aliens is because the way it looks, I imagine. Like, because it's solid steel, it's shiny, it looks futuristic. Imagine if it was like a 12-foot wooden stake. I don't think they would say possibly aliens. Do you know what I mean? They could say it could be a totem pole or something like that. But because of the material that it's from, it automatically looks like something out of fucking Star Trek or Space Odyssey or something like that. Like it could have just fell. It could be the part of a spaceship that's fell down and it's just stuck in the ground.
Well, I think if it, because there's been 2 reports in the past week of meteors that have fallen in people's land.
Right.
One of them, I saw a video, it looked fake as fuck. It looked so fake.
Right.
The guy's like, oh, I've just heard of something crash outside, it's like a car crash. And I can't see what it is. Oh, is that smoke over there?
Really?
And then runs over to it. And you almost see the spade in the corner.
And it's like
almost
shaky and
it's just, and it's on fire. And he's trying to move it. It's like, oh, it's hot. I'm like, there's fucking flames. No shit that it's hot. But I think he's done it because another one did fall through someone's house.
in the same area.
I don't know if it was the same area.
Right, okay.
I only saw the video for this one. And the other one, surprisingly, I only saw the headline.
Shock. Yeah.
But it fell through his house.
Right.
And now I think he's...
I've seen that.
It's worth
was
like
it like
1.2
in India
million.
or somewhere really poor?
I thought it was in America.
No, it was in
You probably
some
read the
third
article.
world. Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I read the headline.
It was in some third world country, and now the guy's turned into like one of the richest people in the area or something like that.
Because obviously that it becomes where it's on his property, so it's his.
Yeah, and it's fell through his roof, and immediately because it was a thing about. I read it from the meteor hunters. Perspective, which is a real thing. Like
I'm not surprised.
As soon as a meteor,
I think it's a meteorite while it's falling.
God.
This is based on nothing.
Right. So it's a meteorite because it's easier to say than meteor.
Is it?
Yeah, because that's what you get from Domino's and Meteor Pizza. But
Did you see that? I'll come back to that in a minute.
it's a meteorite.
Okay.
Right. So there's people that collect them, like rich people that collect them. So they have people on standby that when one lands
They'll buy it.
anywhere around the world, they dispatch the man, they dispatch the hunter,
I want to be that man.
and he goes and offers them cash immediately. But apparently this guy, because of COVID, the meteorite hunter couldn't get to the place where it was. So I think the guy had like loads of different offers for it. instead of just.
Okay.
So it was like this bidding war.
Yeah.
And they give him a shit ton of cash for it, and he's like proper in poverty. It's like literally, it was like a tin shack that the guy lived in.
That's what I think I saw.
And
I
it's
went
just smashed it to bits.
Greenwich last year, and I think they've got a meteor. I don't know why I'm saying this because I've got no reference other than my vague memory of it. It was either a really old rock or a really old meteor.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure because it was in the observatory in
Right.
Greenwich, where GMT is, where Greenwich Mean Time is. I'll put a picture up
Okay.
now.
But yeah, so a meteorite hunter turned up, gave the guy loads of cash, and now the guy's like minted. I think he kept part
I
of
want
it.
one.
I think he kept part of it.
To do, I mean, it's a rock. I mean, I get it. It's
not just a
fascinating.
rock.
It's from space.
It's a space
It's
rock.
space rock.
It's a space rock.
Yeah, but aren't we? Isn't the ground space rock?
But they're supposed to be really heavy as well for what the size is, like 4 or 5 times heavier than normal rock. We need Andy Harris back because Andy Harris
it's heavier
is
than the rock.
heavier than the rock.
The rock's a big dude as well.
He is. Imagine a meteorite the size of the rock and it being 5 times heavier than the rock.
Okay, yeah, now
That's
I'm
a
sold.
big fucking rock.
That's a big
you know what I
fucking
mean?
rock.
But Andy Harris is a massive meteorite fan.
Is he?
I think his dad's got one. His dad bought one.
I think you told me this.
Yeah, his dad's bought one. We'll have to get him back on and he can bring, because he said he'd bring it in to show us.
I mean, we were going to get back on anyway, but now we've got this.
Yeah,
This is
and
the
I
reason
think he
why.
said he's going to bring it in and he's going to show it us
then.
so we can talk about it and do a bit more
sweet.
research into it.
But okay, so I've been to Utah. Utah was incredible.
I haven't been.
It's fucking.
It's next to Vegas as well, isn't it? But I've never
beautiful.
been.
Yeah, so there's lots of. I can't remember which. I think Bryce Arches, Zion. No, I think Zion's California.
The Horseshoe Pass is in there, isn't it? Where the river goes all through the canyon and stuff.
Yeah, but there's like lots of national parks and stuff like that. It is like one of the most beautiful. Zion is there because I also remember seeing a family. I got checked out by a Mormon wife in Zion. Like full on, like a first.
Jesus Christ. Well, that kind of shocked me. Okay, carry on.
So there was a deer on the loose in the car park.
Oh, dear.
Just
Yeah.
startled.
Did it have any eyes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why wouldn't it?
no idea.
That was necessary. That was definitely necessary.
That was a great joke.
That wasn't a great
Carry
joke. And everyone was startled. And everyone just stood around taking pictures of this deer in the car park. And there's like a little bridge, and there's like there's like, because have you ever seen Mormons?
No.
You know what Mormons
I'm thinking
are?
of Moomins. It's definitely not that.
Didn't get checked out by a Moomin.
Fucking terrify me.
Moomins. I never watched Moomins.
They're scary as fuck.
They are weird. They look like
I think it's because they don't talk. They're just fucking like silent marshmallow looking things. They're weird, man.
they are weird.
I think they're not like Scandinavian as well.
I don't fucking know.
I'm sure they're
it came out.
Scandinavian.
I'm pretty sure it was very early 80s.
I think they're Scandinavian.
when it was on when we were growing up, it was reruns. I'm pretty sure that's
Really
how old
weird.
it is.
Anyway, carry on.
So they weren't Moomins, they were Mormons.
Right.
And Mormons are the ones who can have like multiple wives.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, so you can have one husband with like 7 wives
Yep.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they all dress like oldie timey.
Yes. Like the Amish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't dress like the Amish, but dress oldie timey like the Amish also do.
Yeah.
And there's like a bunch of them on this bridge, and there's like one dude with like 7 women and like 50 kids just running around.
Just balling.
And one of them was looking at me. Just more than, except I'm going to say this now and sound like I was, oh yeah, cool, she was checking you out. You know when someone's checking you out. She was checking me out. She liked what she saw.
I mean, she's got the competition of 6 other women as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She's probably thinking,
And they're the only ones that he let out that day. God knows how many at home.
I mean, she's probably
Ironing.
thinking, less competition over there.
Because they have that thing in Mormons as well, where when you're growing up, you're allowed, I think that's the Amish, where you're allowed a week
Yes.
go
Yeah. There's a word for it, but I can't remember.
live normal life.
You just go wild for a week.
And then you can choose to stay wild
Yeah.
or go back.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called.
And like most of them go back,
I know, yeah.
which is weird.
Yeah.
But I guess it's what you know. And if you've had it in your head that that's perverse,
True.
then you're naturally going to
True.
go back. So, but yeah, Utah's beautiful was the original point.
Oh, okay. So anyway, do you think it's aliens?
No,
You don't think it's aliens?
and not even a little bit.
Really?
Not even a fraction of me.
Why?
Because there was absolutely no logical. If it hadn't disappeared in 2 weeks, I'd probably be more inclined to believe that it is or could be. But the fact that it's been there for 4 years, if now they studied daily and found out it disappears and comes back every once in a while.
I'd like to see, like, because you'd know straight away if you can see it's concreted in. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you must have you're a foundation man as
That's
well,
what I'm
so
saying.
you would know.
You'd look at it and go,
Because that was the thing. If there's 12, if there's 12 feet above the ground, how much is under?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it 12 feet? Or, it was 12 feet. It wasn't 12 meters.
No, it's 12 feet.
It was 12 feet.
Because there was two men stood on each of the shoulders and he could touch the top of it. So it's 12 feet.
Well, they're 6 foot each.
I'd imagine so, yeah, if it's 12 feet tall.
7 feet. But they're the same height. Just specifically get people saying.
I mean, he was reaching up as well, so you don't count that as your height, do you?
No.
So, I mean, it could be less.
So
6 feet.
like 5'7".
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I
anyway,
don't know. Quick maths.
Yeah, quick math. But no, I don't think it's aliens at all.
I think, like you say, that's not a bad shout. That now someone's recognised it. Now someone's found it.
It's gone.
Whoever put it there has gone. Time to get rid of that.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I do think that was the point of it. I think if we ever do find out, which I'm sure you would, because you're not going to put that much time and effort instantly and not want credibility for it. Which if you do, fair play.
But it was fucking heavy carrying it out there because it's supposed to be like proper remote location. Well, the fact that nobody's been there for 4 years to see it.
But again, what if someone's been there, seen it,
Didn't think anything of it,
took a picture of it,
moved on.
seen it right or saw it, saw it, took a picture of it, posted it on Instagram, carried on with their life, and no one's ever thought anything of it? It's only because it was an official person who found it that it's been reported.
And it went on Lad Bible.
And well, it's got to be true.
You know what I mean? If it hadn't gone on Lad Bible, I wouldn't know about it.
World exposure.
I wouldn't know
I
about it.
saw it on the Guardian website. I'm not saying I'm any better for you than
I seen it on the Guardian. I seen it on Lad Bible. Suck a dick.
Says a lot about who we are as people, really, doesn't it?
Exactly.
But no.
But you know what? I still know more about it than you because I read all the articles.
I watched a couple of videos, but I think they were on mute. So that's it had writing on there, so it was fine.
But you didn't read that either.
It was on.
I bet you don't read subtitles either, do you?
I read subtitles.
I don't believe that.
I watch foreign films with subtitles. And
No,
shit.
I mean if it's a video that's on mute, I bet you don't because it's like.
Oh no, I would.
Because it'd be like the headline, you're like, oh no, fuck that, that's information. I don't want that.
Unless it interests me, I do not care.
But doesn't the monolith interest you?
A little bit.
But you just couldn't be bothered.
No, because I read enough about it initially. I read about the fact that they found it, about the foundations, so I was curious. Like, that's interesting. But once it disappeared, I just read
What
it.
about the foundations? What did it say about that?
Nothing. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to find.
I wanted someone to look at it and go, well, we had a quick look and we can see a bit of concrete that was crumbling. Nothing.
For me, go there, like do tests on it, age it, whatever you have to do.
Don't just leave it there
Yeah,
and say don't visit it.
Yeah, you know what? Don't go there.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, if it's been there 4 years, chances are all the bottom's all covered up and all that sort of stuff. So you're not going to see unless you dig down.
It's a shame that they can date it to 4 years. Because if it would just say it was like, we don't know how long it's been there.
Would be even better.
That'd be way better. If they were like, that's been there for 10,000 years.
I mean, if they probably really wanted to, they could figure out the exact date it turned up. And depending on how often Google Earth takes pictures, they could probably see people putting it up.
I'm sure you'd be able to from either the soil type. That's how they age most things. But I'm not sure if 4 years is enough to age something in soil.
I mean, like, if you watch the pictures, say if it took a picture every month.
But yeah. But what I'm saying is, have we not had photographic evidence of it? If it was somewhere where there was no...
Oh, yeah, he'll age it easy.
Yeah.
But it looked like it was brand new, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's why everyone was like, fuck. But then I suppose any aluminium and stuff like that does... Because it's secluded as well, so it's not going to get weather or anything like that.
And if you've got the right materials that don't rust or anything.
I think it's cool as fuck.
No, I think it's awesome.
I think it's really cool.
The fact that it's moved makes it better.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll pop up somewhere else. Do you think it might?
In like 6 years, someone finds it.
It's the same one.
Well, there was
or is it a different one?
There was that thing in Mexico. Some kid last year found a Mayan city on Google Maps, but it's so remote they haven't been able to go there and discover it yet. They know it's there because he found it.
Right.
For his homework, this old Mayan ruins.
Oh, so there's like pictures of it, but nobody realised.
No one's been there still.
What?
They haven't been able to fund an expedition to go there to actually find out what's there. Or if they have, I haven't read anything since. But yeah, this kid found it. So, and that's gone generations being unfound. So they could easily move this monolith now to somewhere else.
And nobody could see... Well, nobody's seen that for... Oh, well, they did. They just wasn't looking for it.
Well, exactly, yeah. So you move it to remote Russia, somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That's what I mean. Like, who's going to sit there and...
It could be another 150 years before someone's like, what's this?
You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to sit there and study thousands of miles of Utah rock and desert. Because eventually you're going to be like, well, there's nothing here. There's another rock.
Loads of stuff, I think, because of, like, obviously with flight paths and stuff like that, there's so much of the planet which hasn't been seen. And because it's been documented from satellite, you're like, well, it's been documented, but not
looked at.
Yeah.
There's a picture of it, but nobody's looked at the
There
picture.
was a huge...
Which I suppose is the thing, innit? It's like, it's all well and good taking pictures of everything, but if nobody ever looks at them,
Yeah.
it's still the same
And
thing.
like I said, that one in the kid found in like Mexico, I think it was Mexico, Guatemala, but that's been there, and we've had satellite imagery of that area for fucking eons, and he worked it out by working out the star patterns of the ones that currently do exist that we know about, and was like, there should be one there. Based on the star patterns where these ones are,
right.
there should also be one here.
And he looked there.
And it was there.
And there was, what?
How fucking crazy is that?
What? I hope he got an A star for his project.
I mean, you would hope so. He got to name it as well.
Did he?
Can't remember what he named it.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, he got to, it was something pretty cool actually.
Oh, Bruce.
I think it was Dave.
Chad.
Chad.
What do you want to call this?
What was one you said last week? Lance.
Lance. Yes, a good American name.
I met two Americans on my birthday in Chiang Mai in 2016 called Tucker and Dash. And shout out.
Of course you did.
They were lovely guys. Because I was by myself, I ended up hanging out on my birthday, went for food with them and stuff like that. And went to
Tucker and Dash.
Tucker and Dash.
God.
I met one of them. I can't remember which one. One of them came out when I lived in Iceland. So I got both on Facebook and they messaged me like, we're coming out, wishing you live there, like I'm bringing my girlfriend and blah, blah. And I thought it was the other one. So the whole time I was waiting for one of them to turn up and the other brother turned up.
No, are they was brothers?
Yeah, they were brothers.
Tucker and Dash.
Tucker and Dash.
God.
So the most American. Again, shout out.
Was one of them called Junior? Tucker Junior.
Tucker Junior, no. But it's that whole, that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith thing. They've got their kids and like it's Willow and Jaden. So rather than having Will Jr., he called the girl Will by calling her Willow.
Is that why they're named that?
Oh. The achievement unlock bar is now appearing above your head.
No, that was a thing.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's why Jaden's called Jaden.
Because Jada Smith.
Yeah.
No. Fuck. That's blowing my mind.
That's narcissism at its finest.
That's blowing my... No, it's not. That's blowing my mind. That's like when you realise the little sauce pot you can open up and it becomes like a little plate.
That day, I thought, for those that don't know...
Did you see that on my Facebook?
Yes.
How clever is that?
And it changed my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you go, when you get that little cup, you put the ketchup in there.
And you think, fucking how am I supposed to do with that? No.
They
pull it open.
They're come undone.
Phenomenal.
Game changer.
It's game changer.
Game changer.
He's so clever.
I've gone really warm now.
But I did not know that thing about Will Smith.
It's Willow Smith.
And Jaden.
And Jaden Smith.
Will and Jada?
He's got another kid as well, but I don't think that's... I think he's got a normal name. I can't remember what his name is. I think we're going to do T.
Lance
Smith.
Lance Smith.
But that's from like his first marriage or something.
Lance Smith. That is phenomenal. Like, I'm still shocked by that revelation.
What would be the female equivalent of Jake?
Jacqueline. People call me Jacqueline when they want to call me a girl's name.
Do they?
Yeah.
See, Sunny is also a girl's name.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never known a girl called Sunny.
Well,
Ever?
It is. It's a thing. There used to be a female wrestler called Sunny.
Didn't know that either.
In the 90s, I think.
Do you know what I get as well? When people first meet me and they're like, they hear my name once or twice, they always call me Luke. Always.
I thought you were going to say Jack or something then.
No, always Luke. And I don't know why. And it's the weirdest thing.
And that's happened more than one instance.
Every time.
Really?
Pretty much every time I meet someone. Like if I start a new job, for instance, and they go, oh, Jake. And yeah, Jake. Okay. And then at some point within the first week, I know they're going to call me Luke. And it happens every single time.
I get Sammy.
Right.
A lot.
Okay.
I'm like, that's not my name.
Sammy? Yours is quite a distinct name as well.
Yeah, or I get Drogo.
But yeah, Luke. And I've never ever understood. And it's not even like it sounds the same.
Jake and Luke.
Jack would make sense.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say.
But Luke,
Jack.
always Luke.
No, that's weird.
And it must just be something in the brain that makes you think
You look like a
of
Luke?
that. Either look like a Luke or Jake for some reason sounds
There's
like
a
Luke.
connotation,
Or
yeah.
you remember it as Luke when it's Jake.
We need
but
someone who can answer that on the show.
It's mad, and it's happened all my life.
That's what I mean, because it's happened so frequently.
Yeah. All my life.
There's got to be a rational
New job I
answer to
started
it.
recently. Exactly the same thing.
Really?
At some point, I knew it was coming. And it was, he called me Luke.
Well, I mean, I met you in 1995.
7.
You're going to know better than I, because I was already there.
6. 96.
96. And you've always been that dickhead, Jake.
No, when did we leave 99?
Left in 99.
So 96, because I was at your school for 3 years.
Well, it was our school when you were there.
Sorry, our school.
There's no pictures of us from back then.
Not together, no.
No. I think there's a couple of older pictures of us.
We was in different parts of the school at like different years. Like there was an A half and a B half.
Oh yeah, I was A.
So was I.
Then we were in the same one.
Oh, okay, then fair enough. We had different friends groups.
We did have. I remember playing football with you.
Yeah. Well, you was playing football. I was just kind of stood there, waiting
for girls to.
Looking like, basically,
That's what I was doing,
looking like I was playing football.
That's all I ever wanted
trying
to
to
do.
hang out with the cool kids.
Waiting for honeys. It was funny because
The MILF Hunter.
I remember when I was the first couple of years at school, my hair was significant. It was still long, but it was way shorter. And then I think I got my hair cut when I was 13, and then didn't get it cut again until I was 26.
I seen that picture of you earlier. How old was that picture of you earlier with them sunglasses on?
Oh, that was 4 years ago.
You look thinner for a start. I
know.
think it's because you had less beard.
I haven't got a
You only
beard.
had a little bit. And then sunglasses don't suit you.
I love those. They were
They're way too big for
They
your
were
face.
$4. That's never happened before. That's why I like them, I think. All sunglasses I get look like they were
Fucking Kim
children's.
Kardashian over here with your massive
But
sunglasses.
they were great for hangovers.
Well, because they cover all your face.
And they were mirrored as well.
Yeah. Well,
They were from a 7-Eleven in Thailand.
yeah, they don't suit you.
I was 4 years ago to take up on my
And you had your hair in a ponytail, which you always used to wear your hair in a ponytail.
I'd
as
never
well.
worn a ponytail in my life.
You have.
It was a man bun.
It was definitely a ponytail.
It wasn't.
I mean, it was
Well, you can't see my hair in the photo, so how are you going to know?
because you couldn't see it round your face like I can now.
Because it was in a man bun.
Because it was in a ponytail.
I've never had my hair in a ponytail.
It's still a ponytail.
No, it's not. It's not still a ponytail.
Just because it's higher up your head.
No, because it's all
still-
wrapped up.
It's still a ponytail.
It's a man bun.
It's a ponytail.
I'm not having this argument with you.
It's definitely.
It's a man bun.
It's definitely a Khal Drogo.
There's a ponytail. There's a man bun and a top knot, and they're three very different animals.
Which was none of them. It was a ponytail.
It was a man bun.
It was not.
How? Wait, again, I'm gonna
You used to wear your hair in a ponytail at school.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I never put my hair up anyway. I rarely put my hair up. When I do, it's exclusively a man bun. Exclusively. I have never in my life had my hair in a ponytail.
Definitely a ponytail. I'll find proof.
If you can,
And you edit the video, so you're not going to put it up.
I'll give you £1,000. Put it on Instagram.
Keep your eyes out, kids.
There's our Instagram.
If anybody else out there has a picture of the devil with his hair in a ponytail,
It's never happened.
please send it to me.
There's a picture of me somewhere with my hair in bunches, but that was my last day at college. me and my friend,
I'm just trying to think. I'm sure.
me and my friend Michelle swapped outfits, and I put my hair in
I'm
bunches.
sure you had a red hoodie on.
And what you on about?
At this picture that I can picture in my head, you had a red hoodie on.
I haven't got. Well, I have got a red hoodie. I bought it last week.
No, I'm sure it was an older picture.
I never used to wear hoodies when I was younger.
Well, it was like a jacket like that, but it was like a reddy maroon colour.
I think this is your fantasy.
You had your hair, you had your hair in a ponytail,
Never had my hair in a ponytail.
and I think you might have had sunglasses on in that picture as well. Maybe I've dreamt it.
Maybe you have, because I've never had my hair in a ponytail.
I can picture it now.
It wasn't
I can
me.
see it. And there's like scenery behind you in this picture. I'm sure there is.
It's not me.
And you're like looking off into the distance
What
like a catalogue pose.
This is very
Like that.
specific.
Yeah, because it's a real thing.
It's not a real
I'm
thing.
sure it is.
I've never had my hair in a ponytail. Anyway, moving on.
No. Not moving on.
But it's my word against your word. I've been with me every day of my entire life.
I mean, you have known yourself from birth.
38 years I've known me. And 2 weeks. Today.
I'm sure I've seen that picture.
It wasn't me.
Maybe it wasn't you. It must be you, though.
It wasn't me.
But it must be. Maybe I dreamt it.
Maybe you dreamt it.
It's a bit weird, that, isn't it?
Oh, maybe, you know how you remember things differently? Like you can remember something from when you were 10 and the car was a different colour when you see a photograph of it and stuff like that. It could just be that. So I've never worn a red hoodie. How long ago are we talking?
I can't remember.
What, 10
you,
years,
you
20
didn't have
years?
the beard you've got now. You
That's
just
only
had the goatee
3
beard.
years about this beard.
Oh, it was an old picture. It was probably 10 years.
No, definitely
Easy.
not then. 100% no.
And you had like a ponytail.
Definitely not
And your
me.
strair was hate. Strair was hate.
My strair was hate.
Yeah, it was straight. And it was a ponytail. And
Wasn't. Well, my hair, 10 years ago, my hair was way shorter anyway.
I'll find the picture. I'm
find the picture.
certain there's a
Okay.
fucking picture. I'm
If
almost
you
certain.
find a picture, it'll be on the screen now.
Well, yeah. If not, I'll draw one.
Just so you can draw one. But yeah, moving on from my non-existing ponytail.
Did you see? Actually, breaking news today, a few hours ago. to break the podcast magic, this isn't recorded on a Wednesday.
It's not live. It's 7 a.m. on Wednesday.
It's definitely not live. The F1
crash Bahrain
this weekend just happened. There was a bit of an accident, shall we say?
To put it mildly.
Yeah, with Mr. Romain Grosjean. So crash a lot in the F1. He's got a bit of a habit of doing this. The only reason I talk about it is because it was fucking mental. Like, all I seen was a flurry of Facebook posts and statuses going, oh my God, I can't believe he's walked away from that. What a crash. If it wasn't for the halo, it would be dead and all this sort of shit. And I was like, what the fuck has happened? Like, because when you see an F1 crash these days, it's usually, it looks bad, but they always walk away. It's the wheels fall off and whatever, but 9 times out of 10, they just go, oh.
Well, the cars are made to break away.
Exactly. So they just look back and go, oh, well, that's fucked. And then they carry on walking. And it's never really mentioned again because they're so safe. But this one, holy shit. Like, I almost want to show you the video and we react to it.
Well, that's...
Like, because...
We'll put if you are watching, we'll put the video up that we're going to watch.
It's
so you can
fucking,
see what we're seeing.
Like, the first time I watched it, it genuinely made me emotional.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Like, actual, like, I'm welled up in it.
The amount of flames and the fact that you can't see him initially and he comes out of the flames.
Let's watch it. So, it's ridiculous. In Bahrain this weekend. So, here we go. So, let's press play now. So... You actually see him hit the wall square on, like 90 degrees straight on, and the car immediately explodes.
Yeah, like it bursts into flames.
Which never happens.
On impact.
Then it ripped the car in half, like in half, and the bit that he was sat in exploded into a massive ball of flames, which is even more strange because the petrol tank's at the back. So now you're thinking, what the fuck is on fire? But more importantly, he sat in that ball of flames, and I think they counted it as 20 seconds.
Yeah, 18.
He was
18
sat
seconds
in the ball of flames, and it's not a small ball of flames.
Nope.
For 18 seconds.
18 seconds is a long ass time.
If you literally sit there now, pause the podcast, and count to 18, and then imagine yourself on fire for that amount of time, it's fucking
what I'll do,
mental.
I'll count from 18 now. So now... We'll go for 18 seconds.
The fact that they're pointing it out with the guy, like the medical car stopped straight away and he was straight over to him and there was but they could, obviously it's that hot, they couldn't get that close. Yeah. So they had to literally fight the flames enough to get him, and then he grabs him and pulls him.
Now it's been 18 seconds.
How long is that?
So that's...
For that whole time?
He's on fire.
Your man's on fire?
Your man's not hot.
I honestly think, right, when I was racing... this is why I kind of brought it up, is because the racing that I done in terms of the gymkhana and stuff like that, it was grassroots, it was lower entry, it was, depending on how much you want to spend on the car, was up to you. Rules wise, there was the basic safety rules. That was it. Yeah. So you had fire extinguisher in the car, which would only just be a little, like the size of this can, like a little small handheld fire extinguisher. You didn't have to have fire extinguishers within the car, like in the bonnet or in the cabin, or none of that. None of that was mandatory. It was only 2 or 3 years ago where you even had to wear a race suit. Like, that was never a thing.
Really?
Literally, you could turn up in a helmet and that was it. You don't have to have a roll cage. There's certain specs regarding the safety of the car, like certain things you can and can't do to the car. But again, it's very minimal. This is why when we do Gymkhana Grid, all the rally teams love it. Because there's no weight restrictions, there's no turbo restrictions, there's no real terms of rules. As long as the car's safe,
do what the fuck you want.
You can crack on. Yeah, so all the rally teams love it because they can do all the wild shit to their cars that they couldn't do, like, because it's not FIA sanctioned. It's not. Gymkhana Grid effectively is an exhibition, so it's not like an FA sanctioned or MSA or, you know what I mean. Like, there's no governing body for it. It's just their own rules to make it safe. That's it. So, like, even in Gymkhana Grid, realistically, you don't have to wear a race suit. You can do it in t-shirt and jeans if you really want to. I think you might have to have long sleeves.
Right.
That's it. Do your window up if you've got a roof. That's it. So to see that crash there, and to then think back at some of the shit that I've done in terms of racing. I mean, my racing's different because you're not on a track with someone else directly. You're not like, it's not like a track sport where you're bumping into each other or, you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff. Like, you can still crash, but it's usually into a cone or you know what I mean? Like a big plastic block or whatever the obstacle is that you're going around. And the speeds are a lot slower. So in that sense, it's safe. Do you know what I mean?
It's as safe as you can be because you're still going.
But you're still going around in a circle. You've still got fuel on board.
Right, that's
you know what I mean?
say,
You can still hit concrete walls.
Yeah.
Shit can still go wrong.
Yeah.
And it has done, like I've hit the wall a couple of times and stuff like that, and it does make a mess. Do you know what I mean? It makes a mess of your car. But, I mean, I used to race with, my fuel was a petrol methanol mix. So it was 20% methanol, 80% fuel, because the methanol brings your temperatures of your inlet down.
Yeah.
So it cools the car, so you get more power off the fuel, effectively for free. Do you know what I mean? Because it burns at such a different rate. But the good thing about methanol is it burns with no flame. So if you're on fire, you have no fucking idea until your leg starts to melt, or the skin falls off your arm. You think, oh shit, I'm maybe on fire.
That was Nick talked about that when he was on the podcast as well, about he was on fire once.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
The fact that with methanol, like especially the top fuel dragsters, they're 100% methanol.
Yeah.
Ken Block's Mustang, 100% methanol.
Really?
So if that shit's on fire, you're never going to know.
Yeah.
Like literally, you're never going to know. And to see Grosjean sat in that car for so long, it's like you can put all the safety precautions.
Yeah, you can't do anything to prevent
nothing you can do. Fire doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't
care.
And
it's the fact that you don't see him and it's almost like he's not getting out of that.
From the one angle, it's just an almighty ball of flames.
And then you just see him jump over the wall.
And then you see the doctor disappear into the flame, grab him, and he's coming out like in that Will Ferrell film, Talladega Nights, and he's shaking his arms and stuff, and he's like, oh, I'm on fire. He's like, no, you're fine. No, I'm on fire. But I think he got a cracked rib and minor burns on his hands.
Which is insane.
And that's because he used his hands to get himself out of the car. Yeah. But when I'd done some racing in Finland a couple of years ago, and for a TV show, and we had to wear fireproof stuff underneath our clothes. So we had a race suit, and we had like a fireproof t-shirt, fireproof trousers, fireproof socks.
Do you feel more like mentally? Just side note, more like
you don't believe that it will work. Right, and the only reason I knew it worked was because we was in Finland and it was minus 30.
It's Helsinki.
It was in Saariselkä. I don't know where it was, but it was fucking cold, right? And when you've got race shoes on, they've got no real sole.
Yeah,
like there's no, not like they're dead inside. They've got no, they've got no sole on the shoe, other than a thin piece of rubber for you to feel the pedals, so you get more feel. So you've got them on, a pair of fireproof socks, a fireproof trousers, t-shirt, and your race suit, and it's minus 30, and it's fucking cold. So they had like this little teepee thing for us that we could sit around, and they had a fire going, because it was like for TV, so it was like, it looked good and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But your feet are fucking freezing because you've got no real protection. So I was holding my feet over the fire.
Should have got some slippers.
I mean, I had shoes on, which are like, they're basically slippers. But I held my feet over the fire for that long, but couldn't feel no heat. Had no idea until my shoes started to melt. But my toes were still ice cold.
Really?
Like, that's how I realised then that the fireproof stuff's working.
That's happened to me before, but I was at a festival and I was drunk and we had a campfire and I put my feet by them. I had dots on. And then just saw smoke coming off.
Yeah, but that's due to being drunk.
That's due to being drunk and an idiot.
Mine was actual fireproof. So even then, like the only way to warm your feet up was to move your feet to get the blood going. That's the only way.
If they were fireproof though, you set them on fire and you're fine.
Yeah, but you wouldn't feel the heat anyway. So it wouldn't make any difference.
Oh yeah,
do you know what I mean? So you're still not, and that's how I knew then that there was working, because it was like letting the heat out from my feet, but it wasn't letting the fire heat in. So that's when I knew they worked. So that's the first thing I thought of when I seen him on fire earlier, was like,
he's not going to feel.
He's probably going to be okay.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, Niki Lauda, when you see his face and all his face is melted. Yeah. That's why, because their balaclava had a circle in it that wasn't, and that's the only bit that melted. Because that's the only bit that the fire could get to.
Yeah.
And they have but they have the gloves. Do you know what I mean? They have everything, and that's why some F1 drivers have the balaclavas where literally it's just your eyes, and others have it all face. But that's down to personal preference. Yeah. But chances are that's what's going to set on fire. It skin wise is going to be whatever's not covered.
Yeah, completely.
And it was fucking, honestly, I watched it and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, it is. Like when you watch it, it was just, that's insane.
It genuinely made me emotional because I thought...
You could see afterwards as well, all the other drivers. Like,
yeah, I haven't watched anything else. I haven't watched the highlights.
Yeah, like I
nothing,
saw some interviews with Vettel and Hamilton and people like that afterwards, and they're all like, that was...
I don't even know, did they stop the race? I'm guessing they stopped it.
No, well, yeah, I think they stopped it. Because I didn't watch the race, I just seen the footage afterwards.
That's what, yeah, me too. I'm going to watch the highlights.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the race itself, but... The highlights themselves are on for 2.5 hours, so I imagine they've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, like this is... I think what made me emotional was seeing the doctor run in.
Yeah.
And because I only seen it from the first angle the first time, I genuinely thought he's gone into that fire to save that guy.
Yeah.
F1 driver or not.
The thing is,
doesn't give a fuck.
there is, I mean, I'm not saying this is why, but I think there's definitely like a sense of community there as well. And I think they know each other. Those doctors are the same doctors every
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
time.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
So
there's only
it's not
20
like-
drivers in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they're a close-knit community
Yeah.
anyway. But then you've got... And then obviously nobody wants to see anybody hurt. And I think his human nature just kicked in and he was like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm getting him.
There's a man behind me with a fire extinguisher. I'm
Yeah.
going in. And that was it. But it was only when they flipped the view round and Grosjean was on his way out and he just kind of ran in and grabbed him and just pulled him out then. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like that's fucking crazy. It terrified me. It really did.
Yeah.
And I was just like, my racing could have gone so differently because it was in South Africa last year, the year before, and one of the lads' cars set on fire and he drove it back to the pits on fire. Do you know what I mean? But that's because in your head, get it off track.
Yeah.
Because it makes a mess.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to be that guy that's dropped oil all over the track because it just slows everything down. But what you're actually doing is spreading it all over the track, driving off because there's one way in and one way off. But then you're thinking, there's fire extinguishers in the pits, so I'll head to the pits. But I'm also on fire. But when I get there, it'll be fine. If I make it that far, because I'm on fire.
I mean, I think a lot of that would involve how if you've just gone past the pits and you've got a 4 lap ahead of you before you get back there, you'd probably try and find somewhere to ditch it.
But obviously my sport's different because it's just like a car park and the pits are, you can get in and out of there regardless, but it's fucking scary, mate. Some of the lower class sport as well, like the lower level grassroots stuff that I've done and stuff, they don't have the marshals, they don't have the, you know what I mean, the safety staff, and they have fire extinguishers, they do what they can, but if 2 people don't turn up that day, then it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's only so much you can do, and it was a proper wake-up call, and I'd like to think that, I put something on about it on Facebook, like, I'd like to think that, like, my exact line was, invest in your life, not your engine.
I was about to say, what was the last bit you put on there?
Yeah, because that's true. It's like, don't spend money getting an extra 50 horsepower. Spend money on not dying.
Yeah.
That's probably, like, buy that safety. Although it's hot and it's uncomfortable, just fucking buy it.
Yeah.
Like, you might never use it. Good. I hope you never do.
But if you need
But if you do, it will genuinely make a difference. It was fucking... I don't even know if I want to watch the highlights, but I also kind of don't. Because I don't want it to put me off. Like, shit like that. Like, fire has always terrified me.
Really?
Always.
See, water terrifies me, but it's because I can't swim.
Yeah, that's true.
So fire doesn't really... I don't want to set myself on fire or anything, but I haven't got any... I've got that prime with... You know, have you ever been to a barbecue? Or like around when someone has a campfire or something? Before they light it, everyone's just talking. And as soon as you light a campfire, men are just drawn to it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love setting fires and lighting fires.
There is
and being
that thing
around
of
it,
like...
but
I remember I was about 17. I was around a mate's house and they set a huge like fire in the garden and every bloke just stopped talking, including myself. And I was like, that's really... The girls were still chatting away.
and it's like, fire.
And there was something like genetically drawing you to it. It's really fucking
Have you
weird.
ever set your mates on fire?
Yeah.
I know I have.
Yeah, I tried to set a guy on fire at a download festival once.
On purpose?
Yeah, he said his name was Nazi.
Oh my God.
That was enough for me.
And you went, bye-bye.
I mean, I was smashed. It was second, third day of constant drinking. I always have a thing of, you know, have like, when you're at a festival, so festival rules apply.
Right.
So it's like, I can't drink, it's 9 a.m. So festival rules apply. So I can't piss there because some festival rules apply. Just do what you want, basically, as long as you're not harming anyone else.
Yeah.
We'd gone over to this other dude's campsite who was in a band with one of my mates. There's a guy walking around. He had a big flag as a cape and a beer bong hat on. He had like blonde dreadlocks down.
He wasn't from Alabama or somewhere, was he?
The thing is, he was a really hippie-ish nice guy. And then he was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Sonny." He's like, "What's yours?" Like, Nazi. I'm sorry, what? Excuse me? Say again? Yeah, everyone calls me Nazi. Okay. I have no follow-up questions.
For any reason?
I'm just going to say, I didn't ask. I just said fire to him. So he was talking to other people. So I'm trying to set his... again, I am very, very drunk during this time. But I was trying to set fire to his flag.
What flag was it?
I can't remember.
Right.
I was very drunk.
It wasn't like a Nazi.
No.
It wasn't a swastika.
Again, there was nothing other than the name. There was nothing in him or about him to suggest.
So did he think that it was just like a funny opening line?
I don't know. I don't know if his friends genuinely... Maybe he has got a good story for it.
Right.
Maybe he...
What possibly would be a good story that your friends call you a Nazi?
I don't know.
There is no scenario.
There isn't, right? So that's
not.
and I played all of them in my head in a fraction of a second and went, nope. So I literally started setting fire to him, and this guy was like, what? I got it, like it was on fire. And then his mate spilt a beer. I was like, what are you doing? So I was setting fire to him. Is that why?
Because his name's
His
Nazi?
name's Nazi. And I was like, why are you stopping me? He's my mate. And I was like, so? Because in my head, I was like,
You should be up for
you
this.
should be down. But no, so he didn't set on fire when he walked away.
I wonder what a Sonny's great endings to his story. That had so much promise.
I could have ended it and then I set him on fire.
I mean, for legal reasons.
For legal reasons. I had to clarify that he walked away.
Yeah, he was very safe.
I'm pretty sure we fist bumped it out.
He was only slightly singed. And he's...
But even though, because he said to him, like this dude, he turned around and was like, wait, are you trying to set fire to me? I was like, yeah. I wasn't trying to pretend that anything else was happening.
Full on.
I was like, I'm very much trying. Can you stop? I was like, I'm trying here. Can you just stand still? It seemed like a perfectly rational thing to do.
Okay, when I asked that question initially, that was not the answer that I was expecting. Because I did not know that story.
You don't know that story?
I meant like I set my mate on fire by accident once.
Oh, no.
He had a big long beard, and I had, one of them, the chimney that's outside.
That happened to me as well before.
And he was looking down the tube thing as I set fire to some petrol, and it went...
Yeah, well, I was about 17. My hair was probably as long as it is now. It might have been a bit longer, actually. And I was at a bar, and I've been dancing away to that loud devil music.
S Club 7.
S Club and
5.
Steps.
Yeah. Steps have got a new album out.
No one cares. We're not doing this again.
Right. They do.
I think we discussed it last week, actually. So go back and listen.
No. We didn't discuss Steps.
Anyway, I'm telling my story.
Yes, we did. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, see? Okay, cool.
My bad.
And you could smoke in bars back then. So I put a cigarette in my mouth and I went to move my hair up my face, and my friend was like, I've got you. Front of my hair went up. Not a lot of it. Like I moved most of it out the way.
But enough
To
set yourself on
I
fire.
had about 3 centimetre fringe.
No.
And had to, I mean, obviously it's not there. It grew out. But for a while, it wasn't enough for it to be a fringe. But for the
Zero bangs.
For the first couple of months, it was just like having to push it into the rest of my hair and hide it. But so I've been set fire too. Oh, and I nearly set fire to myself once. This was also the 90s because my friends had been to Leeds Festival and I hadn't seen them for a weekend, and I was bought the same pub. And I was back then, we used to wear these Janko jeans.
Right.
They were like, it made you like a triangle.
Right.
They were the baggiest jeans in the world.
Like bell bottoms? Or
Worse. Imagine bell bottoms on steroids.
Right.
So you couldn't see your feet at all.
Right.
At all. Like you didn't have feet.
Okay.
So you literally just had these two triangles. The bigger they had, the bigger the better.
Right.
So it all came from like Chad Musker, like different skaters and stuff like that. And then it came like the Deftones of the band started wearing stuff like that. So, and then it gets passed down to the peasants.
Right.
And you all start dressing like it. Right. So I had these. There used to be a shop in Nottingham called something
Triangle Trousers.
Ice 9, I think it was called. And there was, I can't remember what the company, the G-Force, that was the name of the company that made the jeans. So I used to always go over and be like, I'm 6'3", I was like, I'm bigger than everyone else, so I want the biggest ones. Right. So I had these ridiculous fucking, I'll show you a picture after. It'll be on the screen already by now. So I'm wearing these massive jeans. But everyone wore them. All my mates wore them. Everyone,
I mean, I didn't.
But all my skater mates wore them.
All the cool dudes wore them.
All the cool kids wore them.
When was this?
About 1998.
Okay. I was probably in Carl Carney jeans at that point.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, probably about 98. And I was going either to the pub or from the pub. I think I was leaving the pub. And I saw my mates.
I mean, you'd have been 15, so...
yeah, but...
Didn't matter.
It was the 90s.
Yeah, true.
There were doormen in the 90s.
True.
They were, how old are you? 19. Yeah, cool, go on.
Yeah.
As long as you looked it, no one fucking gave a shit.
Yeah.
So we're just having a conversation. He's on about the festival. I actually started working at that pub when I was 16 as well. I started DJing there when I was 16 years old. He's like, you're 18, right? I was like, yeah, cool. He's like, haven't you had 3 18th birthdays here by the time I was 19? My 18th birthday. He was like, the guy, my mate used to DJ as well. And he was like, it's on his 18th birthday, his third one. But anyway, I'm having a cigarette talking to. I put my cigarette out. We're still talking. Have another cigarette, and then he's like, "Oh, that smells like the burger vans." Like, and we would just carry on talking. And I finished this cigarette. I just put it out and realised my leg's on fire. And he had to stamp on me to put me out. He loves telling the story.
But he probably didn't get any leg. It was just material.
Yeah, but it was like literally. I still carry on wearing them afterwards.
Just more reason to talk about
more
him.
Story. But like literally, we were there. And my leg was, cause obviously I must have put it out, but not put it out properly. Carried on just standing still, and it's just where I've put it out. It's just found the material of my jeans.
Carried on. Oh my God.
And slowly singed, and to the point where it's got a flame.
All I can think of is, did you wear them in the rain, and would they just not soak up?
The worst was, again, this was 22 years ago. There used to be a club in Birmingham called, I won't say it for legal reasons.
Why?
Because I work for the guy now.
Okay.
The bar I'm manager of now is the same guy who used to own this bar. It was called Excels in Birmingham, at the end of Broad Street.
But you'll say it anyway, yeah.
I've said it. Well, I've said I work for the guy, so... Yeah. It was the best rock bar, best rock club I've ever been to. Like, we used to go there to Birmingham every single Saturday and go to this club. It was fucking awesome. I've still got a membership card. 20 years later, I found it 2 weeks ago. But the toilets in there.
Oh no! Oh no!
Were like a puddle.
Oh no!
And everyone wore these jeans,
oh,
so you'd go in,
no, soak up all the piss.
to the bottom inch of your trousers were just coated in piss.
God!
But
because you was all grungy and that, but you never washed them, did you?
oh no, you washed them because everyone had like 3 or 4 pairs of them. I mean, I wouldn't go home and wash them. I'm not gonna lie. I apologise to anybody that I dated in between 1995 and 2002. No, they didn't last that long. I think
sunny pissy jeans.
Sunny pissy jeans. I'm trying to think when I stopped wearing them.
But well, probably when this look started, I would imagine.
That's why I wear shorts now.
Yeah, you went from that to this.
Never again.
I'm not making that mistake again.
Like literally, I think I've worn full length trousers or jeans or the equivalent, maybe 10 dates a year. So weddings, funerals,
special occasions. Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm consistent. I say shorts again. If you've listened and never seen me, they're not shorts. They're not Daisy Dukes. They're
3/4 length.
Yeah. But maybe I just got that traumatized by it.
Oh, I won't be pissy jeans anymore.
Not risking it. Don't want to set myself on fire. I don't want to walk in piss. So
I didn't even, when I said soak up the water in the rain, the piss situation wasn't even a thing.
They were hard because as well, they were denim as well. They're always jeans.
Yeah.
So it gets heavier when it gets wet. So honestly, we struggled for our fashion sense back in the...
Struggled for your art?
Yeah, in the late 90s. Oh, honestly, some of the things... And the thing is, it's like, it's counterculture, it's alternative. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm being rebellious or whatever. When you're that age. And then you look back and it's like, why did anyone let me leave the house?
Dressed like that.
Like, honestly. Like, some of the pictures I've got of me from that age are fucking horrendous.
My Cole Carney jeans was just like baggy jeans. That's all there was, really. And they'd say, like, Carney down there. Kani. All down the one side of like the thigh.
But that's how it started.
But they were skater jeans because I was on my roller skates.
But this is what I mean. So that's how it started. It started up. There was like I had a pair of, they were called Road jeans. So the company's called Road. I fucking loved those jeans. I had a few pairs of those as well. And that's how it started. And then it was that thing of the night. There used to be these shoes called D3 is Iris.
I know the brand. Yeah.
They were the biggest.
With the big fat tongues.
Yeah. They were the most ridiculously oversized shoes in the fucking world. And they're coming back now.
Yeah.
Which they shouldn't. Some things
just stay in the back.
Stay in the 90s. Like mullets are back now.
Yeah, there's a guy that I know does motorsport, Vaughan Gittin Jr., and they do one of this YouTuber guys has bought a racetrack like in the middle of nowhere. and they do the 24 hours of Le Mullets instead of Le Mans. And they literally just all grow a mullet for this race. They all have old Crown Vic taxi cabs. And they're just racing around the track for 24 hours. But everyone has to have the big, like, not aviator sunglasses, you know, like the 90s fucking reflective sunglasses that used to go all the way over your face. Yeah. And a mullet, either a wig or a real one. Otherwise, you can't enter the race. And it's the 24 hours of Le Mullets.
I don't understand.
I think it's probably the whole alligator man. What's he called? Carol Baskin.
Tiger King.
What
was his name?
I don't know. But he had a fucking mullet, didn't he? And that's probably where it comes from, I imagine.
Wasn't it like Jeff Tiger or something like that?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Joe Exotic.
That's
his name.
But he had a mullet, so I imagine people have gone.
I don't think anyone's gone, Joe Exotic's got a mullet. I'm going to get a mullet.
Like that guy.
Yeah, no.
Because he's proper.
I think Miley Cyrus had one.
Did she?
Yeah, I think when she was on Joe Rogan, she had one.
Recently?
Yeah. So I think, but I'm not saying she's the person that's kickstarted it, but when someone like that gets one, then
it becomes acceptable.
Yeah, it starts filtering down. It does seem to be more women than men having mullets currently. I haven't seen many men.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know women. I suppose, yeah, it's long hair, isn't it?
It's a business up front, party at the back.
Yeah.
A mullet's a mullet.
Mm.
It's weird because like some things obviously do come around. Like fashion wise, I found 1996 and went cool.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Done.
I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah.
And have done. But other people, like, do you consider yourself to be a follower of fashion?
No.
Do you not?
No. Okay. I literally go, I live in free t-shirts. Like sponsors, like through my racing, 6 years, whatever, I got a lot of free shit.
Is this a free one?
No, I bought this one.
Okay.
But majority of my t-shirts that I wear on a day-to-day basis are sponsors that I've been given as merchandise or wear this to advert. Same as most of my caps. Like if I wear a cap, not this one, Hooters, if you want to sponsor me. Most of my stuff, like caps and,
I like chicken and beer and
t-shirts are given to me. They are free.
Okay.
So most of them have got my name on still, like my logo and stuff like that, on the arm and shit. That I just used to wear when I was racing, and that was it.
I hit two then. I fucked up.
That's the longest one as well.
Stop pressing it. You just press it 3 times.
Fucked it up now. There we go. Fixed it.
I wish we'd knew that first.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and then
sorry about that.
I'll wear like, skinny jeans came in, and I refused to wear them for the longest time.
Have you worn them?
I've got not like super skinny jeans.
I don't get skinny jeans at all.
But when you go shopping, that's all there is.
No, there's not.
No, there is.
Oh, maybe.
So you have no choice but to get involved.
The worst thing is when you meet a lovely lady that you
with like relations with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's wearing skinny jeans.
Why?
And then you get to...
Oh, you can't, and there's like the whole, like, yeah. Like, yeah.
I've heard anyway.
Take these off, and it's like a full military operation. But yeah, so I'll wear free shit, and then it will get to the point where I'm like, right, I need some adult clothes now. That's not a free t-shirt with a great big fucking slogan across the front.
The thing is, even if I wore adult clothes, my head's this, so it doesn't fucking matter.
So I'll literally go to the shop, and I'll be like, right, I'll go to Next or fucking...
I like Next.
Whatever the man equivalent is.
Next.
The local...
They've got men's section.
Yeah, whatever they're called.
Got loads of clothes from Next.
I don't know, but whatever there are, that other shops are available. It's a kind of situation. And I'll be like, right...
We have no way endorsing Next.
And I'll be like, what's on the shelf? Oh, okay, well, everyone's wearing that, so I guess I'm buying that.
See, this is the thing. I remember, do you know what granddad jumpers are, or granddad t-shirts or whatever? They've got 3 or 4 buttons there. So it'd be a plain t-shirt or a jumper with 3 or 4 buttons. I really like those.
Yeah.
I generally wear band t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like today, I'm rocking Misfits. It is glow in the dark. Didn't know that when I brought it. Put it on. Was like, sweet, okay.
Oh, look, I'm 14 again.
And I went to leave, and it's like dark in my hallway, and was like, why is my chest glowing like Iron Man? Oh, it's glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark t-shirt.
So I can never wear it anywhere.
Yeah.
I can wear it here.
Yeah.
I can wear it in the day, but I can't wear it anywhere in the evening. Because I'm going to look like that guy who's like purposely brought a fucking glow in the dark t-shirt, which I have not. But I went to get one of those granddad jumpers, t-shirts, whatever. And I remember going to River Island, and you can see how much thought goes into when men go shopping. Oh, that's all right. I'll buy that.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally like, oh, I guess everyone's wearing this then, so I'll buy this.
You'd go out on a Saturday and everyone's just dressed like
wearing
that.
the same shit.
And I'm just
Exactly.
like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I literally buy, all I bought was plain stuff. That was the only real, it's still just a plain t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like this has like man written across because I got
Yeah,
suckered in from Facebook advertising from boohoo.com. And they finally suckered me in with multiple adverts. And I was like, fuck it, I need some casual leisure wear for around the house. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to buy some tracky bottoms or whatever just for chilling out in. And then I was like, oh, this is
I haven't owned tracky bottoms since the 90s.
this is like not badly priced. Joggers, whatever you want to call them.
I haven't owned joggers since the 90s either.
And I was like, oh, this is not, this is pretty cheap and the decent stuff's decent. And literally I bought like 5 tracksuits because they got like hoodies with them as well. And I think out of the 5 pairs of trousers that I got, 3 of them, all the stitching's coming away. And I'm like, fuck this shit, man. Like, this is why I don't buy shit.
So I literally,
because it's fucking trash.
I have 2 or 3 pairs of shorts at any one point. And I've got about 200 band t-shirts.
Jesus Christ.
And I wear about 7 of them.
So literally I've got a triple built-in wardrobe in my bedroom. And I think I've got like 10 things in it. That's it.
I basically, every time I date someone, they steal loads of my t-shirts and I have to buy new ones.
But you still don't wear them?
That's what generally happens. I generally give them ones I don't wear that often.
Ah, that makes sense.
Power move.
That makes sense.
But I brought 2 yesterday, actually. What did I buy yesterday? I brought a Miles Davis one.
Right.
And a Bruce Lee t-shirt.
Okay.
Because it was yellow.
I know Bruce Lee is.
I want to try something.
Oh, you want to try and branch out a little bit?
Remember I bought white during the summer?
Yeah. And bought white trousers, trainers.
I'm wearing them right now.
Your white Converse.
Yeah. They're not very white anymore.
No, I imagine.
But every once in a while, I'll go through phases where I'm not wearing a band t-shirt. I don't want to advertise anything on me, be it a band or anything. So I'll wear just plain t-shirts. Or
this is leading into a good conversation because we are, if you've made it to the end of the podcast, which means you're a super fan. We are
done?
Currently coming to the end. We are currently looking at some merchandise. So we are looking into that. So if you do,
I stand by. We should get someone else involved.
Nah, I mean, after that conversation, how could it possibly go wrong? I mean, it's a t-shirt with a fucking logo on. It's not that difficult.
Even this, I don't like this t-shirt because the print's huge. I don't like big print.
No, me either.
I prefer something just across the chest.
Yeah, same. I don't like
we'll
big branded.
I don't.
Like if it's a big Nike thing, I hate it.
If this just had Misfits on here without the face on it, I'd be fine with it.
But because it's ours, we need it as big as fucking possible. Ours.
Yeah.
And if it's it's like I don't like the whole buying t-shirts. Like if it's got Nike or Gucci or whatever in great big fucking letters across the front. In my head, you're buying that.
You're advertising
for other people to see that you've got
Wear
that
that,
on.
right.
You're not wearing it for yourself.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas with my stuff that I wore, it's got my name on it. It's got my logo on it. So I want it to be as big as possible.
I've got a couple of North Face and Black Diamond t-shirts. They're rock climbing companies. Even though North Face now has been taken over by normies or just regular people, North Face was very much a rock climbing thing. So I've got a couple of rock climbing t-shirts, got a couple of skateboards.
It's now a lifestyle brand, North Face,
which it isn't, but it's been taken over, and they're happy with it because they're making money off it. You know what I mean? And they do really fucking good work as well. I know a couple of skater ones like Thrasher and stuff, but outside of that, it's all band t-shirts.
That's why I like Superdry and stuff, because some of their stuff isn't. The logos are not huge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they do it with other ways where they have like the triple zips and all that sort of stuff.
This is such a weird conversation.
So I know, but we was
not in a bad way. It's just I don't talk about fashion because I don't have any.
This is why it's a good conversation.
Yeah.
But this is my opinion has always been I don't like big slogans. Like this probably is too big for me. Like,
I don't mind as long as it's across the chest, nipple to nipple area.
Okay. But we've got a circle logo, so that's not really going to work.
But we can put Arch of the Devil.
No, we'll have that discussion off.
We'll give it away for
off air.
Freebies.
Yeah, but it's still got to look cool.
Yeah, it's true.
But,
it will. It's us.
But yeah, if anybody knows anything about fashion, please get in touch.
Well, when I said to you earlier we should do it for fashion, you went, we're the most fashionable people.
I mean, we are. I personally don't want to give anybody else merch. I just want to make cool t-shirts
for the catwalk.
I just want to make cool t-shirts for me to wear, so I've got new t-shirts to wear. That's literally the only reason.
It's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
also,
that's a new t-shirt.
Just quickly, one of the things that happened this week is just R.I.P. Maradona.
Oh yeah, we didn't get a chance, did we? We're
Just
coming to the end
want
as
to. I
well.
know we are, but I just want to. I went to Bombonera, the Boca Juniors Stadium, a couple of years ago in Buenos Aires in Argentina, and he is his own religion there. It's fucking insane, like how big.
Well, there was reports of them trying to rip the coffin open and
Yeah.
breaking into the Parliament building.
There was like
and
fighting with the police.
they've
and
had
stuff.
3 days of mourning, and you get that for the Pope.
Yeah, but you get, honestly, when you go to Argentina and you see, like, people go about Messi and stuff like that now. Messi is not a shadow in Argentina
Compared to
comparison
Maradona.
Yeah, he is. It was the same when Senna died in Brazil. Brazil stopped, for lack of a better word, dead when he passed away. And I think like more than 1 million people went to his funeral.
I think Maradona's was close as well. They had to bury him early, didn't they?
Yeah.
Just stop the riots and
Yeah.
fucking everything else.
But it is like, especially I think of people in countries with that much poverty as well and stuff like that, I think people who get to that level. And not only was he a big footballer, he was and is considered by many to be the best of all time.
It's a big inspiration.
He's in the conversation.
Yeah.
He's in the conversation
Yeah,
of the top
yeah,
three as
yeah.
well. You know
It's
what
a
I
big
mean?
inspiration, like you say, especially if majority of the country is in poverty.
Yeah.
To see someone to make it to that level.
I'm not saying it's a poverty-stricken country, but there's definitely poor areas there. You know what I mean? So someone like that, breaking barriers, even in Napoli, like in Naples, in Italy, they retired the number 10 shirt. So he played 3 seasons, I think. They won 2 league titles and 1 European Cup. Only times I've ever won them. There's murals there. They worship him,
It's crazy.
and it is. I think when someone can have that level of impact beyond the sport as well, because you say Maradona to anyone.
Oh yeah, it's like same as Pele.
Yeah,
It's that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people, David Beckham.
Yeah,
There's not many footballers,
there's
considering how many footballers there is and has been,
yeah.
that you could say to pretty much anybody of any age group them certain names, and they would be
That's
like,
one thing,
and
whenever-
they would just know it straight away.
Whenever I've gone travelling and people say, "Where are you from?" and I say England, they're always like, Beckham.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Yeah, that's
It's like,
usually that's usually the universal language, and it's
yeah, it is.
football.
Yeah, no, it is, and that's one thing I love football for, is the fact that it will just, you can have 2 people who don't speak the same language, put football between them.
I think it's shit that Maradona's more known currently for his cocaine addiction than football.
But I think a lot of that is just generational as well.
But that is non-football people as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think he retired from football. He played in the '94 World Cup. He got kicked out for cocaine.
Yep.
Because he scored against Nigeria, ran wild-eyed to the camera. 50 million people watching that game, Argentina versus Nigeria, saw him losing his fucking mind to the camera, and they were like,
I think he might.
might want to drug test him.
Yeah.
And they kicked him out of the tournament, and that was the last time he played in a major tournament for Argentina. So I can only assume he probably retired around late 90s, early 2000s. So if you're 20,
Yeah.
you're not going to have any recollection of him as a player.
Only his after career,
Yeah. If you're
which
30,
was
to be fair,
yeah.
you were that young growing up that you're not going to remember him playing.
And then especially if you're not a football fan,
even more
you only
so.
see him in the news for
Yeah.
being wild and
It's like Elvis. Elvis is remembered as being fat Elvis.
yeah,
Elvis was only fat for 1 year.
yeah, and that's the year he died.
He was 76 or 77. He was fat Elvis. Every other year, he was a magnificent specimen man.
Yeah.
Bit racist, but he was beautiful. But people still think of Elvis dying on the toilet.
Yeah,
As
that's
a
what they
fat
remember him
mess.
as. Yeah, yeah. Because again, they don't necessarily know him; they know of him.
Yeah.
It's the infamous and famous thing in it. Like,
I've never understood why people, like, it was the 9th year anniversary of Gary Speed, who was a footballer who killed himself. And I remember when he died, it was like someone made a joke on Twitter and everyone was like, fucking don't make jokes about him. But when Jay Goody died,
he was fine.
and I've never got that. And I think one person said it to me, was like, respected in life, respected in death. And I get that. But at the same time, it shouldn't be, I can make fun of that person because I like them. But don't make fun of that person. No, the other way around. I'm not going to make fun of this person because I like them. But I can make fun of everyone else. So I don't get that.
No, like you say, oh fuck Jay Goody, she was this, she was that. Oh, so we can take the piss.
Yeah.
But he's a respected footballer. Don't do it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never got that. So but
That's
yeah.
people.
But R.I.P. Maradona.
R.I.P. Maradona. And on that
Not
note,
Madonna.
not Madonna.
Not Madonna.
On that somber note,
Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
thanks for listening. Episode 21. We have just put out a incredible interview with Mr. Johnny Ward,
We have.
which was phenomenal.
It was good. It was
So please,
interesting. It was,
please listen to that. Go back and listen to that on the guest slot on YouTube.
featured guests.
Featured guests. Please, only 50% of our YouTube subscribers know I'll say that
50%
again.
of our views.
50% of our viewers are subscribed on YouTube. So if you're watching this and you've come off Facebook, what it does is it lets you open the video, but it doesn't open it on your logged in account. That's what I've noticed.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh.
So you can still watch it, but not in your logged in account. So at the top, it'll say open app.
Shimfo?
So please hit the open app.
That one.
And then hit the sub button.
That one.
Because obviously if you don't open it with your account, it won't let you sub because it doesn't know who you are.
Yep. And we're also on Instagram, and you can like my things because I spend a while making them.
Yes.
And then I get 4 likes. And it
We
makes me
have,
sad.
yeah, we do.
It doesn't. I don't really care how many
We
likes
do
I
need
get,
more interaction, but it's going well. We are getting a lot more interaction now. We're getting a lot more views, listen on audio and
Video.
on YouTube. So it's really good. So I think the consistency is working for us. So we do appreciate every one of you, especially if you've made it all the way to the end.
Especially you.
And you.
They're all right.
And the other one.
But mainly you.
Yes, you especially.
You know who I'm on about. No one specific.
Yes, don't ruin it. But yeah, so much love. Share the podcast if you watch
Peace.
it. Like the podcast if you like it.
Love.
And please keep listening.
Go
and
lick everybody.
Don't lick anyone. And much love. Peace out.
Bye.